Welcome to this summary of James Clear's Atomic Habits, a groundbreaking book that explores how tiny changes can lead to remarkable results. In this practical and insightful guide, Clear unpacks the science behind habit formation and provides actionable strategies for building good habits and breaking bad ones. Whether you want to improve your health, career, or relationships, the book shows how small, consistent actions compound over time to create extraordinary outcomes. By focusing on identity, systems, and the power of incremental progress, Atomic Habits offers a roadmap to achieving lasting personal transformation. Let's dive in. Chapter 1. The Surprising Power of Atomic Habits. In the first chapter of Atomic Habits, James Clear introduces the concept of atomic habits, emphasizing that small changes can lead to significant results over time. He argues that habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Just as money multiplies through compound interest, the effects of your habits multiply as you repeat them. Clear states, success is the product of daily habits, not once-in-a-lifetime transformations. This highlights the importance of focusing on the process rather than the outcome. Clear illustrates this principle through the story of the British cycling team, which underwent a series of tiny improvements that ultimately led them to win multiple Olympic medals. He emphasizes that these small changes are often overlooked, but they can accumulate to create remarkable transformations. The chapter concludes with the idea that to change your habits, you must focus on becoming 1% better each day. This incremental approach makes the process manageable and less daunting. Clear notes, you should be far more concerned with your current trajectory than with your current results. This sets the stage for understanding how habits shape our identities and the importance of aligning our habits with the person we want to become. Chapter 2. How your habits shape your identity, and vice versa. In the second chapter, Clear delves into the relationship between habits and identity. He argues that the most effective way to change your habits is to focus on who you wish to become rather than what you want to achieve. Clear states, every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. This perspective shifts the focus from outcome-based goals to identity-based goals. Clear introduces a framework for habit formation, the 3 layers of behavior change: outcomes, processes, and identity. He emphasizes that lasting change comes from changing your identity. For example, instead of saying, "I want to run a marathon," you should say, "I am a runner." This subtle shift in language reinforces the belief in your new identity and makes it easier to adopt the corresponding habits. The chapter also discusses the importance of consistency in reinforcing identity. Clear notes, the more you repeat a behavior, the more you reinforce the identity associated with that behavior. By consistently acting in alignment with your desired identity, you create a self-fulfilling prophecy. Ultimately, Clear encourages readers to think of their habits as a way to build the identity they want, making the journey of self-improvement more meaningful and sustainable. Chapter 3. How to build better habits in 4 simple steps. In Chapter 3 of Atomic Habits, James Clear outlines a simple framework for building better habits, which consists of 4 key steps: cue, craving, response, and reward. This 4-step model helps to understand how habits are formed and how they can be changed. Clear emphasizes that the process of building habits is actually the process of becoming yourself, highlighting the connection between habits and identity. The first step, cue, is the trigger that initiates the habit. Clear suggests making cues obvious to increase the likelihood of engaging in the desired behavior. The second step, craving, represents the desire to change your state or achieve a specific outcome. To enhance cravings, he advises linking habits to positive emotions or benefits. The third step, response, is the actual behavior you perform in response to the cue. Clear notes, in order to change your behavior for good, you need to make it easy. This means simplifying the habit to reduce friction and increase the chances of execution. Finally, the fourth step, reward, reinforces the habit by providing a positive outcome. Clear explains that immediate rewards are essential for habit formation, as they create a sense of satisfaction. He concludes the chapter by emphasizing that understanding this 4-step process allows individuals to design their habits more effectively, making it easier to create positive changes in their lives. Chapter 4. The Man Who Didn't Look Right. In Chapter 4, Clear discusses the importance of the environment in shaping our habits. He shares the story of a man who, upon encountering a suspicious individual, instinctively felt that something was wrong. This illustrates how our brains are wired to notice cues in our environment, which can significantly influence our behaviors. Clear states, environment is the invisible hand that shapes human behavior, underscoring the profound impact our surroundings have on our actions. Clear argues that to build better habits, we must design our environments to make good behaviors more convenient and bad behaviors less accessible. He introduces the concept of environment design, which involves structuring your surroundings to encourage positive habits. For example, if you want to eat healthier, place fruits and vegetables at eye level in your kitchen. Clear emphasizes that small changes in your environment can lead to substantial changes in your behavior. Additionally, he discusses the idea of context-dependent memory, which suggests that we are more likely to remember behaviors when they are tied to specific environments. Clear advises readers to create cues in their environments that prompt desired behaviors. He concludes the chapter by reinforcing that by consciously designing our environments, we can make it easier to stick to good habits and break bad ones, ultimately leading to lasting change. Chapter 5. The best way to start a new habit. In Chapter 5 of Atomic Habits, James Clear emphasizes the importance of taking the first step in building a new habit. He introduces the concept of the 2-minute rule, which states that when starting a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to do. Clear argues that this approach helps to overcome the inertia that often accompanies starting a new behavior. He notes, you should be far more concerned with your current trajectory than with your current results, highlighting the significance of consistency over perfection. Clear provides practical examples to illustrate the 2-minute rule. For instance, if you want to read more, start by reading just 1 page each day. This strategy makes it easier to initiate the habit and creates a sense of accomplishment. He emphasizes that the goal is to make the behavior easy to start, which lowers the barrier to entry. Once the habit is established, you can gradually scale it up. The chapter also discusses the importance of identity-based habits. Clear reinforces that habits should align with the type of person you want to become. He states, every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. By framing new habits within the context of your identity, you create a stronger motivation to stick with them. Clear concludes the chapter by encouraging readers to focus on the process of starting small and building momentum over time, ultimately leading to significant changes. Chapter 6. Motivation is overrated. Environment often matters more. In Chapter 6, Clear challenges the common belief that motivation is the key to habit formation. He argues that while motivation is important, the environment plays a more crucial role in shaping our behaviors. Clear states, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. This emphasizes the need for effective systems and structures to support habit change. Clear discusses how our environments can either facilitate or hinder our habits. He shares the example of a study where participants were more likely to eat healthy foods when they were placed in visible and accessible locations. This illustrates the power of environmental cues in influencing our choices. He advises readers to design their environments in a way that makes good habits more convenient and bad habits less accessible. The chapter also highlights the significance of context in habit formation. Clear explains that habits are often tied to specific contexts, and by changing our environments, we can change our behaviors. For instance, if you want to reduce screen time, create a designated space for work that is free from distractions. Clear concludes by reiterating that while motivation can fluctuate, a well-designed environment makes it easier to maintain good habits consistently. He encourages readers to focus on creating systems that support their desired behaviors, ultimately leading to lasting change. Chapter 7. The Secret to Self-Control. In Chapter 7 of Atomic Habits, James Clear explores the concept of self-control and how it relates to habit formation. He emphasizes that while self-control is important, it is often overrated. Clear argues that the most effective way to improve self-control is to change your environment to reduce exposure to temptations. He states, the most effective form of self-control is to simply avoid the temptation altogether. This highlights the idea that we should design our surroundings to support our desired behaviors rather than relying solely on willpower. Clear illustrates this principle with examples, such as the strategy of removing junk food from your home if you want to eat healthier. By eliminating the cues that trigger bad habits, you make it easier to make better choices. He also discusses the role of implementation intentions, which are specific plans that outline when and where you will perform a behavior. Clear notes, you are more likely to follow through on a goal if you have a specific plan for when and where you will take action. This approach helps to create a clear path for action, increasing the likelihood of success. The chapter concludes with the idea that self-control is not about fighting against temptation but rather about creating an environment that minimizes it. Clear encourages readers to focus on making good habits easier to access and bad habits harder to engage in, ultimately leading to better outcomes without relying solely on willpower. Chapter 8. How to make your habits irresistible. In Chapter 8, Clear delves into the concept of making habits irresistible through the principle of temptation bundling. This strategy involves pairing an action you want to do with an action you need to do. Clear states, the key to building lasting habits is to make them attractive. By associating a desired behavior with something enjoyable, you increase the likelihood of following through. Clear provides practical examples of temptation bundling, such as only allowing yourself to watch your favorite show while exercising. This creates a positive association with the habit, making it more appealing. He emphasizes that the craving for a particular behavior can be enhanced by understanding the underlying motivations and desires that drive it. Clear notes, every action is a vote for the type of person you wish to become, reinforcing the idea that aligning habits with personal values and identity can make them more attractive. The chapter also discusses the importance of social influences on habit formation. Clear explains that we are often influenced by the behaviors of those around us, and we tend to adopt the habits of people we associate with. He encourages readers to surround themselves with individuals who embody the habits they wish to adopt, stating, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." By creating an environment that fosters positive social interactions, individuals can make their desired habits more irresistible. Clear concludes the chapter by emphasizing that making habits attractive is a crucial step in building lasting change. By combining desire with action, individuals can create a powerful motivation to stick to their new habits. Chapter 9. The role of family and friends in shaping your habits. In Chapter 9 of Atomic Habits, James Clear discusses the significant influence that family and friends have on our habits. He emphasizes that our social environment plays a crucial role in shaping our behaviors and that we often adopt the habits of those closest to us. Clear states, we tend to imitate the habits of 3 groups of people: the close, the many, and the powerful. This highlights the importance of surrounding ourselves with individuals who embody the habits we wish to adopt. Clear explains that the people we associate with can either support or hinder our progress. He shares examples of how social norms can impact behavior, such as how individuals are more likely to engage in healthy eating when they are part of a group that values nutrition. He notes, if you want to make a habit attractive, you need to join a culture where your desired behavior is the normal behavior. By integrating ourselves into communities that reinforce positive habits, we increase our chances of success. The chapter also touches on the concept of social accountability, which can serve as a powerful motivator. Clear suggests that sharing our goals with others can create a sense of responsibility and encourage us to follow through. He concludes by urging readers to evaluate their social circles and consider how they can cultivate relationships that support their desired habits, ultimately leading to lasting change. Chapter 10. How to find and fix the causes of your bad habits. In Chapter 10, Clear focuses on identifying and addressing the root causes of bad habits. He emphasizes that understanding the underlying triggers of our behaviors is essential for making lasting changes. Clear states, you can't change your habits if you never change your mindset. This underscores the importance of self-awareness in the habit formation process. Clear introduces the concept of the habit loop, which consists of cue, craving, response, and reward. He explains that by analyzing this loop, individuals can pinpoint the specific cues that lead to undesirable behaviors. For instance, if stress triggers unhealthy eating, recognizing this connection can help individuals develop healthier coping mechanisms. Clear notes, the more you can identify the cues that lead to bad habits, the easier it will be to break them. The chapter also discusses the role of environmental factors in shaping habits. Clear emphasizes that by changing our surroundings, we can reduce exposure to triggers that lead to bad habits. He provides practical strategies for modifying environments to support positive behaviors, such as keeping unhealthy snacks out of sight. Clear concludes the chapter by encouraging readers to adopt a proactive approach to habit change. By identifying the cues and triggers behind bad habits, individuals can take intentional steps to replace them with healthier alternatives, ultimately fostering a more positive lifestyle. Chapter 11. How to make your good habits inevitable and your bad habits impossible. In Chapter 11 of Atomic Habits, James Clear discusses strategies for making good habits inevitable while rendering bad habits impossible. He emphasizes the importance of commitment devices, which are tools or strategies that help individuals stick to their desired behaviors. Clear states, "The best way to predict your future is to create it." This highlights the proactive approach needed to shape one's habits effectively. Clear introduces the concept of automating good habits through various methods, such as setting up automatic transfers for savings or subscribing to services that promote healthy eating. By creating systems that require minimal effort, individuals can ensure that good habits become ingrained in their daily routines. He notes, "You can make a habit easier by reducing the number of steps between you and your good habits." This principle emphasizes the need to streamline processes to facilitate positive behaviors. Additionally, Clear discusses the power of environmental design in habit formation. By structuring environments to encourage good habits and discourage bad ones, individuals can create a supportive framework for success. For example, placing workout clothes by the bed can serve as a cue for exercise in the morning. The chapter concludes with a reminder that consistency is key to habit formation. Clear encourages readers to focus on small, incremental changes that lead to significant results over time. By building systems that make good habits inevitable, individuals can foster lasting change and achieve their goals. Chapter 12. The Law of Least Effort. In Chapter 12, Clear explores the law of least effort, which states that humans naturally gravitate toward the path of least resistance. He emphasizes that making habits easier to perform is crucial for successful habit formation. Clear states, "The more friction you can remove, the easier it will be to stick to your good habits." This principle underscores the importance of simplifying the process of adopting positive behaviors. Clear discusses the idea that our environment significantly influences our choices. He illustrates this with examples, such as how people are more likely to engage in exercise if the gym is conveniently located. By reducing friction associated with good habits, individuals can increase their likelihood of success. He notes, "When you make your good habits easy, you make it easier to stick to them." The chapter also highlights the importance of identity in habit formation. Clear argues that when individuals view themselves as the type of person who engages in a specific behavior, they are more likely to follow through. He states, "Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become." By aligning habits with personal identity, individuals can create a stronger motivation to maintain positive behaviors. Clear concludes the chapter by encouraging readers to focus on reducing friction for good habits and increasing friction for bad ones. By implementing these strategies, individuals can create an environment that supports their desired changes, ultimately leading to a more fulfilling and productive life. Chapter 13. The Cardinal Rule of Behavior Change. In Chapter 13 of Atomic Habits, James Clear introduces the concept of the cardinal rule of behavior change, which states that behaviors that are immediately rewarded are repeated, while those that are immediately punished are avoided. Clear emphasizes the importance of making good habits attractive by linking them to immediate rewards. He states, "The most effective way to change your habits is to change your identity." This highlights the connection between identity and habit formation. Clear discusses the role of incentives in shaping behavior. He explains that when individuals can see the benefits of their actions right away, they are more likely to continue those behaviors. For instance, he suggests tracking progress visually, such as using a habit tracker, which provides immediate feedback and satisfaction. He notes, "What gets measured gets managed," reinforcing the idea that tracking habits can enhance motivation and accountability. The chapter also delves into the significance of social rewards. Clear explains how social reinforcement, such as praise or recognition from peers, can serve as a powerful motivator. He encourages readers to join groups or communities that share similar goals, as the social aspect can make habits more enjoyable and rewarding. Clear states, you are more likely to stick with a habit when you feel a sense of belonging. In conclusion, Clear emphasizes that to create lasting change, individuals must focus on making good habits attractive and rewarding. By leveraging immediate rewards and social support, people can effectively reinforce positive behaviors and ultimately transform their identities. Chapter 14. The importance of environment in habit formation. In Chapter 14, Clear discusses the critical role of environment in habit formation and how it influences our behaviors. He asserts that our surroundings can either support or hinder our efforts to build good habits. Clear states, environment is the invisible hand that shapes human behavior. This highlights the idea that the design of our environment can significantly impact our choices. Clear introduces the concept of environmental cues, explaining that certain settings can trigger specific behaviors. He emphasizes the need to create an environment that promotes positive habits while minimizing exposure to negative ones. For example, placing healthy snacks within reach can encourage better eating habits, while keeping junk food out of sight can reduce temptation. He notes, you can make a habit easier by reducing the number of steps between you and your good habits. The chapter also discusses the importance of context in habit formation. Clear argues that habits are often tied to specific contexts, and changing the environment can lead to changes in behavior. He encourages readers to design their spaces intentionally to support their goals. For instance, creating a designated workspace can enhance focus and productivity. Clear concludes the chapter by emphasizing that individuals have the power to shape their environments to foster positive habits. By recognizing the influence of surroundings and making intentional changes, people can create a supportive framework for lasting behavior change. He reminds readers that small adjustments in the environment can lead to significant improvements in habit formation and overall well-being. Chapter 15. The fundamentals of building good habits. In Chapter 15 of Atomic Habits, James Clear delves into the fundamental principles of building good habits. He emphasizes that successful habit formation begins with understanding the 4 laws of behavior change, which serve as a framework for creating and sustaining positive habits. Clear states, you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. This highlights the importance of focusing on systems rather than merely setting goals. Clear outlines the first law, make it obvious. He explains that clarity is essential for habit formation, and individuals should identify cues that trigger their desired behaviors. By making cues more visible, such as placing workout gear by the door, individuals can reinforce their intentions. The second law, make it attractive, emphasizes the need to associate positive emotions with good habits. Clear notes, the more attractive an opportunity is, the more likely it will become habitual. The third law, make it easy, focuses on reducing friction for good habits. Clear encourages readers to simplify the process of adopting positive behaviors, such as preparing healthy meals in advance. Finally, the fourth law, make it satisfying, stresses the importance of immediate rewards in reinforcing habits. Clear states, the most effective way to change your habits is to change your identity. In conclusion, Clear emphasizes that building good habits requires a systematic approach. By applying the 4 laws of behavior change, individuals can create an environment that supports their goals and fosters lasting change. Chapter 16. The role of identity in habit formation. In Chapter 16, Clear explores the profound connection between identity and habit formation. He argues that lasting change is rooted in how individuals perceive themselves and their identity. Clear states, every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. This highlights the importance of aligning habits with one's desired self-image. Clear discusses the concept of identity-based habits, which focus on who we want to become rather than what we want to achieve. He emphasizes that by shifting the focus to identity, individuals can create a more powerful motivation for change. For example, instead of saying, I want to lose weight, one might say, I am a healthy person. This subtle shift in language reinforces a new identity and encourages positive behaviors. The chapter also addresses the idea of identity change through small, incremental actions. Clear explains that consistent habits build a strong identity over time. He notes, the more you repeat a behavior, the more you reinforce the identity associated with that behavior. By taking small steps toward desired habits, individuals can gradually reshape their self-perception. Clear concludes the chapter by encouraging readers to define their desired identity and align their habits with that vision. By focusing on who they want to become, individuals can foster a sense of purpose and motivation, ultimately leading to lasting change. The integration of identity into habit formation serves as a powerful tool for personal growth and transformation. Chapter 17. The Power of Environment in Habit Formation. In Chapter 17 of Atomic Habits, James Clear emphasizes the significant impact of environment on habit formation. He asserts that our surroundings can either facilitate or hinder our ability to adopt good habits. Clear states, environment is the invisible hand that shapes human behavior. This highlights the idea that the design of our environment plays a crucial role in determining our actions. Clear discusses the concept of environmental cues, explaining that specific settings can trigger certain behaviors. He encourages readers to create environments that support their goals by strategically placing cues for good habits within reach while minimizing exposure to bad habits. For example, keeping healthy snacks visible and accessible can promote better eating choices. He notes, you can make a habit easier by reducing the number of steps between you and your good habits. In conclusion, Clear emphasizes that individuals have the power to shape their environments to foster positive habits. By understanding the influence of surroundings and making intentional adjustments, people can create a supportive framework for lasting behavior change. Chapter 18. The Importance of Accountability in Habit Formation. In Chapter 18, Clear explores the role of accountability in habit formation. He argues that having someone to hold you accountable significantly increases the likelihood of sticking to desired behaviors. Clear states, accountability is the glue that ties commitment to the result. This highlights the importance of external support in achieving goals. Clear discusses various ways to establish accountability, such as finding an accountability partner or joining a group with shared interests. He emphasizes that social connections can provide motivation and encouragement, making it easier to maintain good habits. He notes, you are more likely to stick with a habit when you feel a sense of belonging. Additionally, Clear introduces the concept of commitment devices, which are strategies that lock individuals into their desired behaviors. These can include setting up penalties for not following through on commitments. By creating systems of accountability, individuals can reinforce their motivation and increase their chances of success. In conclusion, Clear emphasizes that accountability plays a crucial role in habit formation. By leveraging social support and commitment devices, individuals can create a strong foundation for lasting change and personal growth. Chapter 19. The Goldilocks Rule: How to Stay Motivated in Life and Work. Chapter 19 introduces the Goldilocks Rule, which states that people experience peak motivation when working on tasks that are at the edge of their current abilities, challenging but not impossible. James Clear emphasizes the importance of finding a balance between boredom and overwhelming difficulty to maintain long-term motivation. Key ideas include: stay in the Goldilocks zone. Tasks that are slightly above your skill level keep you engaged without causing frustration. Track progress to sustain interest. Monitoring small wins helps to maintain focus and satisfaction over time. Embrace variability in motivation. It's natural for enthusiasm to fluctuate, but systems and routines help maintain momentum. Key quote: when a task is right on the edge of our current abilities, we not only feel motivated but also experience a sense of flow. The chapter concludes with practical advice. Choose goals that push your limits slightly. Avoid perfectionism, and embrace the process rather than the outcome. Chapter 20. The Downside of Creating Good Habits. In the final chapter, Clear discusses the potential downsides of habits, such as the risk of becoming complacent or rigid once a behavior becomes automatic. He stresses the need for continual self-reflection and improvement. Key ideas include: beware of autopilot. Good habits can make life easier, but they may also lead to stagnation if you're not mindful. Review and refine. Regularly revisit your habits to ensure they align with your current goals and values. Stay adaptable. Life changes, so your habits should evolve as well. Key quote: habits are necessary, but not sufficient for mastery. True mastery requires feedback and deliberate practice. The chapter concludes with a reminder to maintain curiosity and growth, ensuring that your habits serve as stepping stones, not barriers, to personal development. Conclusion of Atomic Habits. Summary. James Clear's Atomic Habits is a powerful guide to building lasting change through small, consistent actions. The book emphasizes the transformative potential of focusing on systems rather than goals, making habits attractive, easy, and satisfying, and leveraging the power of identity to reinforce behavior. By understanding the science of habits and applying strategies like the 1% rule and the Goldilocks zone, readers can make incremental improvements that compound over time. Ultimately, Atomic Habits encourages a mindset of continuous growth, reminding us that small habits, aligned with our values, are the foundation of meaningful, long-term success.